Welcome, I'm Trish. So today's true crime reading, I'm going to take a look at Abi and Libby. I'll put the details on the screen here so you can, now this is an old case, this is about a 7-year-old case, this one. So this week I'm going to read it on a missing person as well as an old case. I'm a bit behind the times with this case. I know everybody else is already all over it, and everybody that would be watching this would have a deeper understanding of this case than what I do. For my first reading, I'm just going to do a skim reading and just have a look at the energy here and what's going on with this, because I know that when I look at like the court case that's playing out around this case, it just looks a mess. It looks like there's a lot going on here, even more so than the Idaho 4 case. It just looks a little crazy. So I'm just going to do a skim read and we'll see what the cards say happened here and what is actually playing out here, disregarding whatever's taking place in the courts. So I'm also going to go through a dream that I had. I'll put that at the end so you can skip along to that. I'm a psychic dreamer, so sometimes my dreams have relevance. I wrote my dream down last night. I have no idea what I wrote in the middle of the night, so that will be interesting to read that out. On to the reading. Let's have a look at Abi and Libby. Now this case was 2017. The girls went missing on February 13th. So they were missing February 13th and they were found a few hours later in the morning of February 14th. February 14th is the anniversary of when I started reading on Nicola Bulley. So when I actually started reading true crime, I am new. I've been reading for 35 years, but I'm very new to reading true crime. It's something I've never been into before. But yeah, that's interesting that's my anniversary of when I started reading true crime was February 14th. So let's have a little look here. I'm just trying to tap into this energy here of Abi and Libby. Okay, so very firstly, I'm drawn to, I've got head pain, so back of my head pain, so I don't know what that means. Well, let's just see what the cards say now, and we'll see if they're going to bring anything through here. This is the Delphi murders too, by the way. That's actually what they call this. It happened in Delphi. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I just have to say that please understand that my heart goes out to the family. I have to try and maintain a sense of biased opinion when I do these readings, but also a sense of sitting on the outer edge and not getting too emotionally attached to this, because sometimes, especially when it's children, it really does affect me. So I feel I have to try and I have to be tough to be able to actually open up and look into these things. Okay, we've got the Sun card, and the Sun, I think, is just telling me about the connection. We are saying here that there's a money trail here, something around money maybe. This could indicate something that was organised for money, or money somebody got paid to do a certain part of this. I know that there's somebody that they were speaking to on social media that was to meet them at this place, so maybe that person got paid. I don't know enough about this case, but somehow there is money involved in this situation. Getting the Sun card, which is a yes. And that's, I think, in response to what I was talking about when I say I have to stay unbiased, but I also have to stay a little tougher and not get emotionally attached to this case. Okay, so there's a creative narrative attached to this story, so it's not exactly as it's been portrayed. So there's an element to this that is a little bit different. So, and I was thinking when I was shuffling the staging aspect of it, how it's been staged and what has really happened, and then the card of creative narrative fell out. So that does indicate to me that there was some kind of staging involved here. There's certain parts of this that's hidden away, which is interesting because I had a dream and I didn't mention it. Okay, the dream section is at the end of this reading, so it'll be what I dreamt about last night, knowing that I was approaching this case today. And one of the dreams was about either a hidden wardrobe or like a hidden room, a hidden area. It's like they showed me something hanging in a area that had either cupboards in front of it or a fake wall in front of it. It was something to do with hanging space or wardrobes, or that was in front of it, blocking it. So something was hidden in there is what it was saying. And then this card comes out and says something is hidden around this. Strategy and planning. So there was a level of strategy and planning, and I do believe that plays out to be the person that was with the social media that they were. I believe he's in jail now too, from what I've read. I did a little bit of reading on this case before I started it. I do like to go into these cases really blind with only the date and the names and the faces of the people. But given that this is such an old case and everybody that will be watching this will know so much more about this than what I do, I thought I should have at least some fundamental information on this so I don't look completely stupid, because you will all know so much about it and you've got to think that this is the first time for me looking into this case. Here it says, I know you well. This indicates somebody that they know. So again, it could be related to their strategy and planning, could be even that to do with that person that was organising to meet them, the social media person, organising to meet, because there was a level here of somebody that they know, maybe they thought they knew, was strategy and planning related into this case. So they're just going through now and they're giving me, they're laying out the case for me. Okay, so authority here. Okay, there's a bigger picture that plays out around authority, including, I believe, and I'm not going into this section because I'm so new to this case. And when I looked at the legal aspect of this case, it just looked really confusing. Like I see there's teams stepping down and all kinds of craziness playing out within the trial here in the case of this one with Richard Allen. But I feel like there's bigger picture at play when it comes to authority. Authority can be like the police, it can be the judges, it can be that kind of thing. There's a bigger picture playing out here. Now, I'm not going into that section at this stage because, as I said, it just seems really overwhelming and confusing to me. I'm trying to keep really clean information at the moment and just get a perspective from the girls' point of view of what was playing out around them. So I'm just going to leave those ones to the side, but they're just letting me know that there is a bigger picture at play here going on as well. Okay, so let's just see where they take us next. I do have questions here that I am thinking of some, but I also want the girls to kind of lead where this plays out, where we go with this. We've got the Sun card again. So that's saying yes. Let the girls dictate to where this is going through. Yes. Okay, there is unrest. There's a need for the truth to be known with this one here. This is a very dark card here, but it is saying there needs truth to be known here with this situation. This is also like in the water area. It's showing me the water area. But I am also very drawn to the positioning here of the arms and the positioning with the things, the twine or the... I know there was branches placed in the placement and the staging of the crime scene. It's kind of giving me the sense here of this is what the card's meaning. It's talking to me about the staging of the crime scene. So why? Well, let's ask why first of all. Why was the crime scene staged the way it was? Okay, that's related to a social group. I'm not going to name the name of that social group. It's been said many times on many videos, but I do want to say that I had a dream, another psychic dream a few weeks ago, in which a person on the other side came through and was trying to get me to spell out a name, and the only thing I could remember was Thor. So, and then somebody come back and said there is a group related to the father of Thor. So, Thor being the sun. So that's related to why it was staged the way it is. Now, it doesn't mean that they did it. Okay, maybe it was done that way as a distraction, like as a make it look like it's done from that group. So here we're looking at battles. There's battles playing out. So I'm feeling like battles. I need more information on these battles, but I'm getting also here the split mind, the mental illness. So the mental illness. So this can indicate one of the people that was involved. There's a couple of things I'm picking up here with this card. First of all, one person has a mental illness. I'm getting, I'm most drawn in this card to the face here. It's like that Joker, creepy Joker face, and that's mental illness. So that's like that kind of Joker mental illness kind of energy that I'm feeling here with this one here. Split mind, I always read this as showing me one way, but it's actually another way. So it's shown in the public one way when it's actually another way. And that's when we're talking about how this crime scene was staged to look like a ritual. Maybe it was staged that way to look like, to throw the scent of the trail. I'm not seeing any other cards that indicate that, but when I read this card and it comes out, I always say it's shown one way, but it's actually another way. But what I'm most drawn to in this card today is the face. It's the face here, and the face is showing me that mental illness. It's that that Joker, that Joker crazy kind of energy here. Now I'm getting battles here, so I need a little more information. Who's the battles? Who's battling? Okay, so this is related to the aggressive attack. So the battles around the aggressive attack. But then right next to it, poisoned or drugged comes out. Poisoned or drugged comes out. So I'm not sure. I don't believe the toxicology or anything came back that way. Why we're seeing poisoned or drugged in this case. But it's saying aggressive attack, battles around aggressive attack. Okay, so if this was playing out as a story, okay, because it's sitting right next to the card where it says it's shown one way when it's another way, I was thinking like the staging. The stage is showing me on this side of it. But over here they're showing me, what if the crime is, how do I say this? Okay, it's showing me, it's shown one way but it's another way. So what if it's not what it seems? Like I know they're saying that it's staged on the bank the way it was set up. What if it was, the question I would need to ask to combat that, to answer that would be, did the murder take place where the bodies were found? That's what I would need to ask. Okay, because I am getting like the poisoned drugged card and an aggressive attack kind of card. So doesn't mean that it happened where the bodies were found. So that's what I'm kind of wanting to tap into now. Okay, I'm just going to put back in there these couple of cards just so they've got the option of coming back out again. I'll leave that one there for now. So unaliving happened where the bodies were found. There was an aggressive attack. But did it happen? Okay, this is what we're calling it. So there's certain words you can't say, obviously. So we're calling it an aggressive attack is what we're calling it. So, okay, did that happen where the bodies were found? There's a missing piece to this puzzle. Okay, so there's a little bit that's come out here with this one here. I'm getting a bunch of like safety cards over here. Okay, safety cards over here. They say, and don't listen to the meanings because that's not what I'm saying. It says safe and well, not involved, new life. Okay, but all kind of innocent cards is what's come out in this group here. Now, because my question was related to did the murders happen where the bodies were found, I'm getting a whole bunch of cards that are kind of innocent. So perhaps it's saying that maybe the murders didn't take place there where they were found. Because I've got a whole bunch of cards that are kind of the innocent section of the deck. And over here, passing through. So passing through indicates like moving or, you know, from one area to another area right next to the house. So here's a house card. So I don't know if the house is relevant here. But then it says purposely disappeared. So purposely disappeared is when something happens on purpose. So they're purposely placed where they were placed. Staged is the word I'm hearing there, and that's because that's kind of what I'm asking. So I'm going to put these ones back and I'm going to ask, we've got a couple of questions up here. Okay, I'm going to ask, I'll put a few of these ones back as well. Put my yes card back. Okay, let's just put these ones back. Why was the crime scene staged? Did the aggressive attack occur in a different location? Okay, so we've got the guilty card and the jail card. So this is somebody that's in jail or currently charged here that we're talking about. It was a crime. That was a crime of opportunity. A scene or surveillance. So here, a scene of surveillance. I think we're talking about Bridge Guy. But separate. I think I asked why it was staged. Okay, why it would stage would be to get a guilty conviction of somebody that was seen, that would be Bridge Guy, that looks like a crime of opportunity. To get somebody into jail or guilty. Okay, I've got to read it in every possible way that I can read these cards, especially since I've never looked into this case, as I like to think of it like layers of an onion, so I go deeper and deeper each time. This one's my very first read, so I'm getting familiarised with this situation. The cards are getting familiarised to what cards represent what elements of this case, so it's still very new, this one here. So it would be, why was it staged? Staged would be to get a guilty verdict here, get someone sent to jail. Looks like a crime of opportunity here because of Big I. Big I says it looks like a crime of opportunity. So I think in the answer to that question would be magician is sleight of hand too. Like this is a magician, and a magician is like sleight of hand. It's like, look at this hand while the other hand does something else. So magician is all about sleight of hand. That's where that comes from. Again, it's all about, in this deck I've called it opportunity created. So it's also all about creating an opportunity or an opportunity created. And then it says crime of opportunity to make it look like a crime of opportunity. Okay, so that's very interesting. Okay, let's have a look at the energies of convicted alleged perpetrator, Richard Allen. Let's have a look at him. He's inside. Did not go to plan. Okay, so it says he's inside, did not go to plan. Guilty. Magician, sleight of hand. There's a missing piece. An aggressive attack. So his energies there kind of do look like, I mean, the aggressive attack card has come out with him, the guilty card's come out with him. Okay, was anybody else involved in this case? Did anybody else commit this crime? Let's put these all back. Don't forget the magician sleight of hand came out there as well in that last reading, which can, magician can be sleight of hand. So it can be look over here while something else goes on over here, or, you know, we've created this opportunity to look a certain way. We've orchestrated that, being the magician. Magician also is my ritual card as well. It indicates rituals as well. And here's jail. Okay, guilty, but didn't go to plan. Guilty, did not go to plan. So we are still talking about Richard Allen here, because Richard Allen is the one that's been arrested. He's the one that's facing trial. He's the one that is going up against the courts for that guilty or innocent plea, but there's a certain aspect around his case that's not going to plan. So as I said, I'm not going anywhere into that. That is just too confusing, but certain parts of that are not going to plan. So that's what the cards are saying, and obviously you guys that watch this all the time would know what that area is that's not going to plan with his case, his trial. Okay, I do believe his trial or something comes up again in March, so it's like next week. Also, I know that you know the right questions are asked. So the cards, I think, really feel like they're connected to it. They really feel like they're making a really good initial connection here. The problem is that me being not overly familiar with the case, I don't quite know the questions to ask here, and posing the correct questions is what gets you the correct answers. Okay, anything else from Abi and Libby's perspective that needs to be noticed here, that needs to be brought to the light? Pass it through. Pass it through. Are we talking about bridge guy here when we talk about and follow the money? Again, we're talking about follow the money again. And pass it through. Okay, we're going to have a look at around the energy of the person, social media person, Klein, I think his last name is. Let's have a look at his energy. I'm not alleging because he's not up on, I don't believe he's on trial for this. I'm not too sure, but I do believe he's in jail for something else. So let's have a look at his energy around this particular case. Okay, they were coming out quite difficult. There was quite difficult coming out around that case. Okay, we're looking at something around him with evidence, and this is a female energy, the Empress, but something around him with the evidence. So here I'm thinking, and I don't know enough about it, but something about photos that were released of some sort. Is he involved in that somehow? But the cards are saying something around his energy relates to evidence, or it says evidence and statement, and something around a female person, which could be like a lawyer, even like a court person. female area. So let me have a look here. Inside job and inside job, but it was an organised meetup. So here we are looking at organised meetup with him when we're looking at his energy, because he organised to meet Libby under the bridge, I think it was, or near that water somewhere. So that implicates him. So this is the implication card. Now again, this is all alleged, no facts. This is just card reading, so there's no facts here. This is just what the cards are saying around that energy. Now all of these cards have come out, which means they're not all meant to come out, because they fall out in a clump means they only want a couple. But let me just have a look what they are. So here we're looking at the mental illness card, so the person that has mental illness, and I'm just going to leave that one as that. But battles playing out around here, but also looks like more than one person here in that situation, so around him, more than one situation. I think that could be related to more than one, being the two girls. Here's what this card is saying to me. So it's saying where he was organising with one girl and then two girls turn up. So I think that's what it's saying. But that's causing, there's factions at war here. That's causing some kind of unseen drama. All right, the unseen drama that becomes a crime of opportunity. Okay, somebody is sick and unwell, so that means, again, I'm feeling like that mental illness, kind of sickness energy aspect of that not seen. So they couldn't, that was unseen. So that part of the plan was unseen with the two girls. And a chariot movement. So movement, chariot means can be vehicle. Okay, let's ask a different question here. Okay, the other person I just want to touch in on their first read, initial energies, is Ron Logan. He's the property owner. People are not sure if he's bridge guy, but I just want to have a look at, he's the property owner. So let's have a look at, and I don't believe he's alive anymore. I think he passed during COVID. So let's just have a look at his energies around him and how that relates to this case, please. Okay, we have DNA left behind here. There's DNA left behind relating to Ron Logan. Put in a room. So this is my put in a room card. Put in a room could also be like, I'm wondering if it's like the girl's DNA are maybe in a room somewhere, and even like a hidden room. Because I did have that dream about the hidden room last night. So I wonder, I don't know if it's for this case or the other case that I'm reading on this week. But there's implications around him. He's implicated, or I guess he's implicated because it happened on his property. So that's where he's attached to that. So doesn't mean that he did it. But these cards are saying in a room, DNA left behind. So that's very interesting. Guilty. This is hermit. It says alone, but it's also in like a cave. Alone. And this is my fault. So this is when somebody takes responsibility for something. So this is my fault. And that's the energies that I'm picking up around here. So around him, I'm picking up the energies of he's implicated because it's his property. But there's something related to being put in a room or DNA found in a room. Guilty card has come up around him. The hermit card, that could be him living alone. I don't know if he did live alone, but that's the hermit card and it's called alone. And then this is my fault. It takes a level of responsibility. Okay, was there more than one person involved in this crime, please? Was there more than one perpetrator in this crime? Okay, where cards are going a little bit crazy here. They're a little bit... That's because I'm either asking it in an incorrect way or I'm off track because the cards are not responding correctly. So let's try and reword that question a little bit more. Okay. I'm rewording that question in my mind in a way that is safe, that I can't say on YouTube. So I'm going to be very clear about how I asked the question about how many people are related in this case, like how many perpetrators. And the cards are falling better. So somebody I used to know or somebody I know is related here. So that could be that social media person, but purposely something that took place on purpose. So this is purposely disappearing somebody, with the intention of purposely disappearing somebody, or something done on purpose. So somebody that they know, I really feel is indicated to the social media connection, or somebody that they know them through social media, or it could actually be a person that they know, somebody they do know. Abi and Libby knew in real life, because I think it's a small town, so you kind of would have to know most people in the town. But it says that their intention was on purpose, or that they were the intention was that they'd be purposely, or she, doesn't have to mean two, was purposely disappeared. Okay, again, we're showing a guilty component here that is around the DNA, guilty DNA. Again, that's related to a lone person, a single person, a hermit. Similar cards to the Ron cards too, by the way. Okay, so somebody walking, it says walk alone, walk away, run away. So somebody walking the girls maybe, or to walk the girls to a certain place. Because what I'm asking for is like the roles people played, like the, if there was like more than one person and what roles were involved in this. But now I'm getting told something about walking or running away, or walking in a... Okay, now this I'm feeling is drawn to the sound, because I had that dream last night and I didn't know what it was, but when I read it, it's something about I heard you say. And then apparently on the phone records, Libby, I think it was Libby's phone, it says, guys down the hill. So that would be somebody walking somebody down a hill, or walking to someone down a hill. And again, I feel like it's connected because of the dream that I had that said something I heard you say, as well as this card saying that was another element of another person, could even be a different person, but a person that was related to being told down the hill. So that could even be a different person altogether. So that could indicate like other people being down the hill, not just the girls, like other people. I'm going to talk as I shuffle here to see where I'm going with this. Okay, that could indicate other people being told the girls are down the hill, or other people being told that to move the girls down the hill, because the card said they're getting them to walk, moving them down the hill. That could be to do with the staging. Okay, I'm waiting for cards to validate the things that I'm saying here. It says purpose. That was done on purpose. I purposely disappeared. That can be purposely disappeared. Done on purpose. Okay, the phone records that everyone's talking about, is that staged? Is that real? The phone that was found under Libby, was that staged or is that real? I know you well. Hidden, it was hidden away. So maybe that was hidden underneath her. So when it's staging, if they were staging, they'd have to have seen it underneath her, or somebody hid it under her. Left behind. So marks left behind. So marks left behind can indicate like moving, left behind, or saying it was left behind. The World card is the end of a situation, at the end of a situation. So it's the end of a cycle, but the end of, I call it like almost like the Death card. Okay, this is indicating a confrontation. And it was hidden. It's saying it was hidden. So hidden underneath her. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so I've read on this one for about 30 minutes, and that's for the first read. So as I said, I can only really get in one layer deep on one that I'm not overly familiar with, because the cards are still trying to familiarise themselves with this case. Need some really good questions here of what to ask, because I'm not overly familiar with it, so I don't know the questions well enough, and that gives us the good answers having the questions. But what I'm going to do now is just tap in one more time to Libby and Abby and just see if there's any, and the connection I'm making here is through the cards. So just see if there's anything else that they want to say here. That just flew out on the floor then says ransom or note left behind. Okay, that's indicating I think information left behind. Saying put in a room. And the mental illness, split minds, one so shows one way when it's another way, but a mental illness, so a person with a mental illness, crazy person. I'm definitely feeling crazy person too. I'm almost seeing like the girl saying crazy person, and put in a room. Okay, missing piece. Let's get these ones up. Any other questions here? Okay, and then the magician. So we keep getting the magician. Magician can sometimes mean ritual. It's my pretty much only ritual card that I've got in this deck. But it also means sleight of hand, which is this one here, which is where it's like, this hand's here, it's shown this way, but it's another way. And then on this side, it's saying, look up here when something else is going on over here. So both cards are kind of very similar that's coming out there, that this is their final words that they want to say on this reading. So there's some kind of something about this case that is, look over here. Well, because there's something going on over here. It's like they're making it look like it was one way when it was another way, or there's something, and that could be the staging. That could also be, what really happened here is different to what it appears happened here, is what that could be. Put in a room could be put somewhere, doesn't necessarily have to mean, but we did get the house come up as well here, but put in a room it can mean put somewhere, but it can also mean put in a room. It can be quite literally what it says. Okay, so that's enough of that one for my first read on that one, my light read. Let me know if any of that makes kind of sense to anything, but most importantly to me is questions. I'd love questions because, especially when you're more familiar with this case, I'd like to know what questions to ask. What are the issues here that need to be looked into, that you're curious about, that you want me to ask the cards? Okay, so I was just about to close off then, and I asked you to ask the questions, what questions you'd want to know. The things that I'm guessing you would want to know is related to authority, which would be legal or police. I haven't touched on that. Would want to know strategy and planning, who was involved in the planning or strategy. Did they know the person? Also, was there any kind of cover-up or tampering involved in this one here? Who's responsible? Whose fault is it? And also you would have questions around the legal system as well. So, and also was Richard Allen involved, because he's the one that's facing trial for this, and this card says not involved. So you would want to know, you know, was he involved? So I'm guessing that's what your questions are. But yeah, if you can give them to me in a really clear way that I can ask the cards, that would be amazing. Thank you. I'm Trish. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, so the dream that I woke up to last night, it was getting me to write song lyrics down. So, and when they get me to write something down in a dream, that makes me have to remember it. So, and then also when they sing to me in a dream, that is really relevant. It's usually a premonition dream or a strong kind of psychic dream when they sing to me in a dream. So they were singing to me and I was like having to write lyrics, which I don't do that. But I was writing these lyrics down. So I'm going to read what they were, so we can see. I have no idea. I wrote them in the middle of the night. But then I also woke up with this song in my head. It's a song sung by New Order, Bizarre Love Triangle it's called. And it's what they were: every time I see you falling, I get down on my knees and pray. I'm waiting for that final moment. You say the words that I can't say. So I feel fine. I feel good. I'm feeling like I never should. Whenever I get this way, I just don't know what to say. Why can't we be ourselves like we were yesterday? I'm not sure what this could mean. I don't think you're what you seem. I do admit to myself that if I hurt someone else, then I'll never see just what we're meant to be. So yeah, I woke up with that song playing in my head last night. So I'm not sure what that means, if it's related to one of the two cases I'm working on this week, which is the Abi and Libby and also Elijah View. So the lyrics that they made me write down, it was a whole lot of lyrics. It was very long what they were telling me, but I can't remember all of it. I woke up and wrote down like the tiniest portion, and that was all the lies and all the pain, all the things I heard you say. I don't know. So I'm not sure if that is related to either the Abi and Libby, which I'm working on this week, or the Elijah View that I'm working on this week. So as well as the song that I woke up to, if it has any significance, especially with the Abi Libby case, because I don't know a great deal about it. I'm very, very new to it. So if that any part of that kind of would make sense, please let me know. And one of the dreams was about either a hidden wardrobe or like a hidden room, a hidden area. It's like they showed me something hanging in a area that had either cupboards in front of it or a fake wall in front of it. It was something to do with hanging space or wardrobes, or that was in front of it, blocking it. So something was hidden in there is what it was saying.